One day, a man went to visit a doctor for a routine checkup. He wasn't sick, but he wanted to make sure everything was fine. As he sat in the waiting room, he noticed how quiet it was. A few people were scattered across the chairs, reading magazines or staring at their phones. The man fidgeted nervously, tapping his foot and glancing at the clock every few seconds. When the doctor finally arrived, he greeted the man warmly and said, "Come in, have a seat." The man followed him into the office, trying to appear calm, but he felt a knot in his stomach. Once the man sat down, the doctor leaned back in his chair and said, "Let me tell you a story." The man raised an eyebrow, unsure why a doctor would start with a story, but he listened. The doctor began. There was a man who believed he had a perfect life. He had a loving wife, a comfortable home, and everything he thought he could ever want. But one day, he began noticing small things that didn't quite make sense. A phone call left unanswered, a secretive smile, little stories that didn't match. And slowly, he started realizing that something wasn't right. Something he never expected would happen. The man felt a chill run down his spine as he listened. He tried to shake it off, thinking the story couldn't possibly be about him. The doctor continued. This man tried to ignore the signs at first, but the little things kept adding up. He realized it wasn't about catching someone in the act. It was about noticing what they were hiding. And by the time he understood the truth, it was too late to change anything. The man's hands began to tremble. His heart raced as he tried to think of what the doctor was implying. Then, the doctor casually flipped through a file on his desk and said, "Sometimes we need to hear a story from someone else before we can truly understand what is happening in our own lives." The man leaned forward, curiosity mixed with fear. The doctor slid a small envelope across the desk. "This," he said calmly, "will show you the truth." The man opened the envelope slowly. Inside were documents and photographs, proof of an affair. But it wasn't his wife. Not all. It was someone he never suspected, someone he had trusted completely. The housekeeper. The man sat frozen, staring at the evidence, unable to believe what he was seeing. His mind had been focused on one possibility, and he had never imagined the truth could be something entirely different. The doctor spoke again, softly. Stories are like mirrors. Sometimes they show what we fear. Sometimes they show what we refuse to see. Now you understand. The man left the hospital slowly, the envelope heavy in his pocket. He had gone there for a simple checkup, but he walked out with a story that would haunt him forever, and a truth he was not prepared to face. The end. Subscribe for more stories like this.